Hi guys, welcome back to another video of Keeping Up with Shiloh and Outdated Devotionals. And today we are in the book of Psalms chapter 145 verses 17 to 21. It says desert discovery. What is it? Discovery. Alright. So have you ever noticed that some of life's greatest discoveries aren't made in comfort? Right? They're made in the desert. Not necessarily a desert of sand, but a desert of waiting, a desert of uncertainty, a desert where your prayers seem to echo back at you, right? We usually think that we'll discover God most clearly on the mountaintops, right? But David says otherwise. He writes, "The Lord is righteous in all his ways, and faithful in all that he does." And that's easy to believe when life going all well, but it's much harder when you're walking through a dry season. But David keeps going. The Lord is near to all who call on him, in truth. Notice what he doesn't say. He doesn't say that God is only near when life is easy, or when your prayers are answered immediately, or when you feel his presence, right? He simply says the Lord is near. Sometimes the greatest discovery you'll ever make is that God's presence isn't dependent on your circumstance, right? He's just as close in the wilderness as he is in the promised land. So David continues, he fulfills the desires of those who fear him. He hears their cry and saves them. So God hears, God cares, God responds. Not always in the way that we expect, not always in the timing that we want, but always according to his perfect wisdom and love. So the desert has a way of stripping away everything that we thought we needed until we realize that God is enough. And that's a discovery worth making. So if you're walking through a dry season today, don't assume that God has abandoned you, because he doesn't. Because the desert may be the very place you come to know him more deeply than ever before. Because sometimes the greatest treasures aren't found after the wilderness, they're found in it. Alright, and that's a little message I have for you guys today. I'm not rushing, just have my little niece here, and I'll see you all tomorrow, please God, for our next devotional. Bye.